Hi and welcome back to another tutorial on the IGCSE Edexcel ICT paper. In this video I'm looking at the Activity 2 of the 2017 paper using database software, and as you probably noticed, I am using a Mac for this, and Microsoft Access is not available for a Mac, so we're using an equivalent called FileMakerPro. Very similar. In some ways I think it's easier, but this is how to do it if you've got a Mac. The OPR 2017 database has 3 tables: Walkers, Coastal Walk and History. Okay, now the Walker table is structured like this, but of course it doesn't tell you structure Coastal Walk and History. It will, all the database will, the database will have the table set up, but we will set these up for you. So Coastal Walk and History first. So I'm going to go to FileMaker Pro, File and New Solution, and this is called OPR 2017. Like so, like so, and press save. And when you press save, it will save. We go to table, it sets a default one. We don't want it. I'm going to delete that, and I will import some data in. So file, import records. Cancel that. I'm just going to press OK. I'm going to go file, import records, and I'm going to find the one I want. I don't want Walker. I don't want the Walker one because we'll create that ourselves. Coastal Walk and History we do. So go to 2017. Coastal Walk, make sure you select comma separated value, so it tells it how it's separated. Open, and we'll say new table, and it will, first fields contain the field headings, yes. And now it puts this in here. If without it, it would just put F1, F2, but we know they're contained. So press import. We should have one table created. File, import record. Again, we need to comma separated value, and this one's called history. So open, and we want it to go to a new table, and don't import the first record as they are the field headings. Okay, so that's 27, and then finally, so we've got numbers, okay, and date. So if I go file and manage, I can then change the fields. So for example, this is history, so I know the first one is a number. In fact, most of them are numbers here, so change. Walker ID is a number because it has to be the same number, not date, not time, number. Walk date will be a date, and walk time will be just a number. Okay, and we'll go to history and we'll go OK. It's unique. And we go to auto enter where it's a serial number, so it starts from the very beginning. Press OK. Then I go back to manage. Actually, I'll go to the other one. Coastal Walk. File, manage, database. And this time, this one's for the Coastal Walk. Coastal Walk ID, it's a number and it's a primary key. So I choose serial number, and the validation will be unique because it's primary key. Walk name is text, distance will be a number, region will be text, and rating is a number, because just in case we have to do calculations. And then go file, manage, database again. And we'll go to tables and we'll create a new one. this one's called Walker. Great. And we go to fields, select our Walker one, and we've got Walker ID. Which is a number. We have title, first name, last name. Okay. We have address 1, address 2, and postcode. So we've got mobile and gender. And we have birth date. Now, birth date is a date. Okay. Gender, I believe, is M or F. So I need to create a drop down here. So I go to member of list, manage lists, new, go equals gender, and MF. And then we got title is Mr., Ms., or Doctor. Member of list, we got new one. Oh, I need to edit this. So we got Mr., Ms., Doctor. Press OK, OK, like so. And then we press OK. Now, do I need to create a, do I need to do the relationships, or are they already exact? Let's have a look. No, I need to create the relationships, so we'll, we'll do that in a minute. So over here, open a new word processing document and set it to landscape. So layout and landscape, and then we insert in the footer task db1, delete the one at the side, the middle, and we put our name in the footer like so. And then we go back, we need to go to the Walker one and go to the table here. Oh, I need to import this. File, import records, file, select CSV, Walker, check that it's the same. Yes. Don't import the first record because it is the field names. Import. There we are. And going back, we need to enter a new record. So we've got Walker ID 134 and their title is Doctor. Doctor. The name is Agnetha Anderson. Oh. Agnetha Anderson, 5 Hill Street. Denham. G27 9EM. 077 00 900 135. Female, so you put F, and date of birth 9 August 1988. 8 1988. Make this bigger so I can see all the data. It says sort the Walker in alphabetical first name within the alphabetical order of last name. So last name first. So we do last name, first name, and is it alphabetical order within alphabetical order? So it's ascending, good. Sort, and it says here, save this table, copy and paste to DB1. Okay, so Shift Command 4, and I just select it, drag it in, and suggest a suitable validation rule for title, and why is it used in a database. So a suitable validation rule is what we did earlier. Rule for title is Mr. or Ms. or Doctor. This would be a just to explain what validation is that validation is a way of reducing the errors entered. It doesn't prevent errors, it just reduces the errors down, right? Because it makes sure that the data that's entered is sensible, reasonable, complete, and within certain boundaries. Now we have different types. We have a range check, where it's looked between different values. Is it, for example, less than 100 or greater than 0, or is it between certain values? Okay, so is it is the maximum price of shop 100, so it's no more than 100, or is it between certain values to get a B? Type check, that there is basically whether you've got the correct type of data. Of course, we're looking here, and of course, I don't think that fits what we want. It could be a check digit where you have a code and then it's a formula at the end which works out if that code is correct. Okay. You could have a presence check, meaning basic, is it there? A length check, is it a certain length? So for example, a UK phone number has to be 11 characters, so if it's any more than 11 then it's wrong. Of course, we're looking at title here, and of course title is either Mr., Ms. or Doctor, so it's not going to be that. Or is it going to be a lookup? And a lookup there is it's looking up a certain number of values, and in this case we're looking up Mr., Ms. or Doctor, so it would be a lookup. Okay, so here this would be a lookup validation check. We have this, we use validation to limit the number of errors in the database. Okay, so I'm going to save this, save as, I'm going to save it as task DB1. Okay, put it down here, and we'll call this task DB1 and close it. Then we go back, of course we print that. Then we go back, it says open new document in word processing software, enter task DB2 and your name in the footer. So I create a new one. And I go insert task DB2 and put your name in the other side. And then file and save as. Like so. They only wants a list of walkers with Downley as the second line of their address. Okay, so go back over here, and so we need walkers. It needs to be Downley, so I can go to create new find, and in the second line I go operators, match as a Downley, And that's all. I then have to have it title, first name, last name, postcode. So I go to perform, I go modify, I just want title, first name, last name, postcode, like so, and I save it DB2A, copy the results to task DB2. Okay. Yeah, so I don't need to show the design view. So here, I just save this DB2A, Shift, Command 4, and then I then select, take it in here, drop, like so, and I go show all, modify, and I make sure I can see all the data again. Okay, go back, open the coastal walk table. Leonie wants a list of walkers with a distance of 115 or more. So distance, find. Distance needs to be greater than equals 115. That's it. So I go to perform a search, and I want wart name, region, distance, and rating. So wart name, region, distance, and rating. So I need to change one. Region needs to come there. Distance and rating, good. Press OK. And create a query search on that to produce the list. Display the results. Copy the results to task DB2. So again, Command Shift and 4, and then I make sure I select the data, and I drag this in, and I go back, and it says save and print. Command S, Command P will print. Make sure you show everything, go back to modify, show your missing field, like so. Finally, open a new document using word processing software, enter task DB3 and your candidate details in the footer. So again, we go to footer, task, DB3, delete the middle one, put this in, and we save this as task DB3. Just press close there, and we save this as task DB3. Okay, and we go back. The image shows the relationships between the tables. Okay, so I need to create this. Right, so I go File, Manage Database, like so, and I can go Relationships, delete this one here. Are there any prices in here I should be aware of? I don't think there were. No. So I need to then have history, coastal walk to coastal walk ID, there. Walker ID to walker ID, like so. Answer this question. Why is the walker ID field required in both the walker ID and the history tables? So walker ID is required in both the history and the walker, right? So I'm going to close that. The walker ID is required in the walker and history tables because it is the primary key in the walker table and the foreign key in the history table. Okay, and B, why is it better to store data in 3 tables? Well, we store data in 3 tables rather than 1 because it reduces down data duplication and redundancy. Okay. So that's that one. Save but do not print, so I'm going to save that. The only wants a list of walkers who have completed either the Anglesey walk or the Durham. Okay, so we go back to walk. This is just the walkers. We go to history and we've got various walks here. Okay, so let's go to the coastal walk. Will just find me. Well, let's go to history. If I go to coastal walk, so I need to search for Anglesey and Durham. So I go create a new find and I type Anglesey and I perform a thing, which is good. However, the problem is how do I get 2 in there? And that's why I need a new request. So I've got a new line and I call this Durham. And this time perform, and I'll find these 2. Now, going back, okay, show only the fields, first name, last name, birth date. So go back to perform my find, modify, and I want, right, wart name, wart date, and wart time. So I've got wart, so I don't need them. Let's go to Walker, and we want first name, last name, birth date. First name, last name, birth date. In that order. So we'll move them all the way to the top. Okay. Wart name is that one. Good. History, and we want wart date and wart time. In that order. And we should now find 2 records here, like so. Create a query to produce the list from the linked tables. Display the results. Okay, save it as db3b. So save current. So we've got db3b. Save. Display the results. Copy the results into task db3. So Shift Command 4. Very simple. And all we need to do is highlight and then take it over to here. And it says print the task. So we just have to go Command S, Command P. Okay, going back down. It only wants to display the results of the query carried out in part B in a database report. Okay, so there should only be 2, hopefully. In a report. Okay, create a database report to show only the fields wart name, first name, last name, wart date. So we need to go back to view as and edit layout, and I'm going to do a new layout for printer report. I'm going to take off the 2 totals because I don't need them. Now wart name, first name in this order. Last name and wart date. And then fit on one side A4 landscape. Enter task DB4 in the footer. Okay, so then I go next. Next, we don't need a group. Do I need to sort it? Doesn't say, that's fine. Next, give it a title, so large. These are walkers. Walkers that have completed Anglesey or Durham walks. Then small text, I'm going to call this task DB4. On the right, I'm going to put my name. Next, finish. And then I need to just change the landscape. So file, page setup, and we need to change this to landscape. Make this a bit bigger. If we have to, then we can make this smaller. Okay, and I can make these small if I want. I think there's only 2 in here, so it doesn't really matter. Exit layout, save, and we should see all the data. And if I now go to preview, and it'll show it as A4 landscape, and I can go print. And that is the end of task activity 2, I should say. Thank you very much for watching.